collapsed.
Water is being pumped into a nearby field, but the county council is worried it's not clearing fast enough. Well, for the latest, we can cross over to our reporter Bob Cruwys, who's near Tiverton. Bob, there are people who live near that lagoon. Do you think they're worried tonight?
Well, I think they might be slightly concerned, but it's important to say that we're being told there isn't any immediate danger to the houses around here. It was Wednesday afternoon when this section of an embankment along the Grand Western Canal gave way, shedding an extraordinary amount of water into the surrounding fields. The problem is that a couple of days on, a lot of that water is still there. It's not draining away very quickly. I've just been speaking to a senior engineer from Devon County Council. They've got the fire service here this evening, starting the process of pumping that water away back into the sections of the canal which are now secure. Now they're going to be working at that all night because what they want to do is remove as much of that water as possible before the next heavy rains come, and it's going to rain quite hard over the weekend. Feelings are running pretty high here. There's a very strong emotional bond between some of the people who live in Tiverton and the businesses that operate on and around the canal. It's a really important part of mid-Devon life, and there is a lot of sadness here, but also quite a bit of anger. Some people concerned that maybe more could have been done to prevent this happening in the first place. First thing this morning, and little or none of the water which flooded into this farmland appears to have drained away. Gulls have even taken up residence, perhaps finding easy pickings with all the fish that have been trapped in this field. Hundreds of thousands of gallons of water poured out of the canal when the embankment collapsed on Wednesday. Today, the emergency dams are holding and being reinforced with tons of clay, work that's helped to keep water levels high further up the canal. But today, questions have been raised over whether more could have been done to prevent this disastrous collapse by releasing more water to stop it overflowing. Philip Brint, who runs Tiverton's well-known horse-drawn barge, says what happened here feels like a death in the family.
It's a part of our life in a way that I can't really even express with words. So yes, when something as tragic as this happens, it feels a bit like a bereavement. Obviously, there's some major questions that has to be raised and answered now as to why the canal reached that level in the first place.
This country park is owned and managed by Devon County Council, which says there are a number of places where excess water's getting into the canal where it shouldn't because of new drainage systems, something they've been trying to stop.
There are some very, very archaic and ancient tools available to manage the canal water levels. They've been causing us problems more and more over the years with climate change, with some very interesting drainage practices happening with people thinking that the canal is a way of getting rid of their excess water. All of that needs dealing with, and we will need to put better controls on water inputs as well as everything else. But nobody has failed to do their job on this. This was something where everybody did their bit.
Nobody's worked out yet how long it'll take or how much it'll cost to get this canal fully restored, or even where the money might come from. But everyone who cares about this historic waterway is eager to have it repaired in time for the 200th anniversary in 2014. The road here in Halberton, a couple of miles outside Tiverton, is closed tonight. That's just so that they can move all the fire engines and the heavy pumping equipment around. They're going to be working into the night, and of course this road will probably be closed for much of the night. And then they'll be monitoring the situation very closely over the weekend, the water levels in that lagoon and also in the canal, to make sure that everyone is safe here.
Bob, thank you very much indeed. And talking of the weekend, Bob Crampton will be here very soon with an extended forecast for the weather.
Yeah, incredible pictures of that canal collapsing.
Yeah,
amazing.
It really was. Now, away from the harsh weather and to the